Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog at stampwithelaine.com. Today's project is a rainbow card with the cutest zany zebras ever. You can find it in the beginner's brochure on page 9, and it's also in the annual catalogue on page 104. To make this card we'll need the Zany Zebras stamp set. The card base is in Purple Posy and it's 8 1/4 by 5 7/8 in metric. That's 21 centimeters by 14.85 and folded in half. Then I have a matte layer 1 for the card front in Gorgeous Grape. That's 5 5/8 by 3 7/8 in metric. That's 14.3 by 9.8 centimeters. Matte layer 2 is Purple Posy. That's 5 1/2 by 3 3/4. That's 14 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters. And we're going to emboss that layer with the Subtles embossing folder. There's a Whisper White layer for the inside of the card, which is also cut at 5 1/2 by 3 3/4. So that goes on the inside. Is a piece that is 4 3/4 by 2 1/2. That's 12 centimeters by 6.5 centimeters, and that's really a place to anchor your rainbow pieces. I have a variety of rainbow pieces here and they're cut at various widths. These are scraps, or some were deliberately cut a little bit wider, and that's because I wanted to emboss parts of it. So what I've using the mnemonic rainbow to help me remember the order of the rainbow, I've got Richard of York, so red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo and violet. In Stampin' Up colours, these are Poppy Parade, Mango Melody, Daffodil Delight. So I'm alternating the layers. One is on the bottom and one is on the top. Granny Apple Green on the top with Coastal Cabana on the bottom, Pacific Point on the top and Gorgeous Grape on the bottom. The other embossing folders I'm using are the Little Details embossing folders, and there are 2 in the set, this pattern and this pattern. So I'm going to be using the stitched pattern. Subtles 3D embossing folder are Gorgeous Grape and Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And this is a sneak peek of a new punch that's coming in the new August to December 2020 mini, and it's called the Banners Picker Punch. So just like the other punch, you have 6 options, and this one also cuts out a V shape and a flag shape tail in 3 sizes each. So from 1 inch to, let me measure that, 1 inch to 3/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch. And it's bundled with a stamp set called Banner Year in the new mini catalogue. So next I want to take the pieces that are on top away, because those are going to be embossed. So it's the Mango Melody, Granny Apple Green and Pacific Point. So I'm going to place my silicone mat underneath so it doesn't pick up any glue onto my work surface. I'm just going to run some tape on here and pop this on. Maybe that's a bit too wide. I'm going to cut that down a little bit. Okay. And then the purple on the end there. Now if you want the embossed side to be uppermost, then you have to remember to insert your cardstock so that the logo is on the top. So I'm going to pop my cardstock in there. This is just the ordinary embossing plates, the two of them, acrylic plates, so you don't need any special embossing plates. Then I'll pop that one there. So the three of them together, and I'll go and do that off camera. And I'll be back. So I'm just adding a bit of Tombow to the ends so that to anchor this down. Then pop dimensionals in between the gaps. I'll also need to emboss this layer here, which is the second layer, and I'll go and do that off camera. It depends on whether you've got the new style or old style embossing folder. This one is the old Subtles Dynamic embossing folder, so I need just the one acrylic plate. If you've got the new style one, then it's the basic platform and the blue plate. Now I can start adhering my elements together. So the subtle embossed piece, which is the background layer, onto my gorgeous grape matte layer. Then adhere this piece to the card base, leaving an even border all round. And I want to adhere this onto my proper card, making sure it's more or less in the middle, so about there. Then I can glue these on top. They don't have to be at perfect angles. You want them a little bit random. Okay, I don't believe it. I forgot to press record. Basically what I've gone and done is just randomly cut these at various angles. Those that are popping up and I don't want to pop up, I'll put a dimensional on the back to anchor it down. But you want to leave it loose initially so that you can make those cuts. Once you've cut them, then you can fold them down and secure them properly. That's what I'm doing now. We'll set that aside and do a bit of stamping. And I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday down here. One of the standing zebras, and this one is for the inside of the card. I need to ground him. Switching pads to Gorgeous Grape and stamp some stars. Now the smaller the stamp, the lighter the touch. So it's simply just a tap. If you press too hard, then you'll get tram lines. Show you what I mean. Well, it won't happen with my stamps because I cut my rubber very close to the actual image, so even when I press down hard you don't get that blooming, but you see what I mean? If you tap it lightly then you get a much sharper image. Add some sentiments. finish the inside of the card. I'm going to glue it to the inside, leaving an even border all round the inside of the card. Now I'm going to fussy cut this zebra, leaving a little border all round, sort of about the 1/16 of an inch. You angle your scissors and you move the paper rather than the scissors. Pop a dimensional there, so he's half on and half off. We're almost there. I'm just going to trim this off. Much too wide, so I need it at 1/2 inch. Now I've taken my finger guard off, so I need to be careful I don't cut myself. Open up the punch, so slide it in there. Turn it upside down and punch. Grab some glue dots. Tuck it under there. And there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial and the little sneak peek of a new patch that's coming in the new August to December 2020 mini. Thanks for joining me today. All the links to the supplies are below this video in the show more section. If you like this video and you've not subscribed to my channel yet, then do hit the subscribe button so that you won't miss any future episodes. You can read more about this on my blog. The link will also be below with the supply links. Thanks for watching. Bye.